So Ethereum just recently broke some very key levels, and since the high to the very low, we did see a price drop of around 33%. So in this video, guys, we are once again back with an Ethereum price prediction and technical analysis. It doesn't matter if the market is up, if the market is down, you know, if the market is crashing, we're still gonna do these analysis videos no matter what. So guys, we will as always be taking a look at multiple time frames and identify some key levels, both on the upside but also on the downside. And as you know, the downside is also very important to have in mind. So guys, we have some interesting data in this one. Make sure to pay attention, and without further ado, let's get started right away here. And just real quick before we start, I just want to mention that if you're interested in similar content, I do technical analysis on, for example, Ethereum, but I also do, you know, Cardano, VeChain, Polkadot, and more. Then don't hesitate to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also, guys, if you hit that blue like button, it would be so kind. That really helps out the community, but it also helps the YouTube algorithm to push more Ethereum videos. So that would be very awesome, guys. Make sure to hit that like. Also, if you want to, you can follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/mindmathmoney. Over there I post, you know, charts, trading education, and more, so it would be very awesome to see you over there. Last but not least, this is my personal favorite part of the video. This is the disclaimer that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing in this video is financial advice. But all right, now let's jump into the chart and take a look at what has happened recently here for Ethereum. And if you have been following this channel for a while, you know that we have been trading in a sort of upsloping wedge pattern looking something like this. However, just recently, or to be more exact, it was actually yesterday when we broke this key upsloping support and saw a very strong force to the downside. However, we did get a nice recovery, and we sort of tested this previous resistance as support, which we will take a closer look at later in this video, but then we dumped again. We are, however, seeing some signs of positivity, in my opinion. Why is that? Well, it is because we are seeing some buyers stepping up at this very key zone at around 1476 to 1421. And that is a level we have been talking about a lot on the channel, and a level we will take a closer look at later on in this video. And before we jump in and take a look at some key support and resistance levels, I also just want to mention that I have actually switched to the Coinbase data. Previously, I used the Kraken data, and the reason that I switched is because, you know, yesterday on Kraken, I think Kraken pretty much crashed, or at least we have something messed up with the data. I heard in the comment section yesterday that some guy, you know, managed to actually buy Ethereum for 700 on Kraken yesterday. So it looks like it's not only a bug, but it actually did crash. So if you know anything more about that, please let me know in the comments. It would be very nice. And also real quick before we jump into the support and resistances, I just want to give a very important warning that, guys, please be aware of bot accounts and scammers in the comments. They are, you know, all over YouTube. I try my best to delete every spammer, but some are getting through. So never give anyone your details in the YouTube comments. I can also just mention real quick that if you are looking for, you know, where you can buy Ethereum, I have a link for that. I have a link to Coinbase in the pinned comment and the description. I also have some more links that all of the links help out the channel, so it would be very awesome if you want to, you know, check them out. But all right, guys, so now let's take a look at some very key support and resistance levels that, in my opinion, is important to have in mind in this market. And let's start by taking a look at the downside and some possible support levels. And the first one, which is very important in my opinion, is this zone right here in between around 1420 to 1480. Today we did see a pretty nice bounce at this area, so that is nice to see. But let's take a look at why I think this one is important. Well, this sort of area have been acting as support and resistance multiple times. We can start by taking a look at yesterday. We did see buyers stepping up just above this zone. And earlier, if we take a look at a while back here to February 7th, we did also see a bounce just at this area. And if we look a bit more left here, if you remember the wedge pattern we talked about right there, you can see the sort of triangle. We have been seeing this level as resistance multiple times. You can see 1 time there, 2 times, 3 times. So definitely a significant level historically. And also this area was, if you remember, if we look a lot left here, you can see that this was actually the all-time high we printed on Coinbase all the way back on to January 13th, 2018. So definitely a key zone in my opinion. You can also, if you want to, you can look at this. You can see this blue line coming up right here. That is the 50-day moving average, and you can see that right now we are above this one. We did see a bounce of the 50-day MA. I personally don't pay too much attention to it, but I know that a lot of traders are paying attention to the moving averages, so that is also a line you can pay attention to. If we actually break this one to the downside, the negative part, if we break this one to the downside and get a candle close below, is that in this area, I don't actually see any too significant possible supports. We can take a closer look at that one later in this video, but the next sort of major zone I'm having in mind is all the way down at around 1000. We have a zone here in between 1050 to 982, which is a zone I'm paying attention to. Why do I think that one can be important? Well, you can see that this zone have been acting as support right here. This was January 21st this year. And we can also see multiple times as sort of support here on January 10th, around there. And also, if we look historically, you can see that we did see this one as resistance previously here, all the way back on around the middle of February 2018. So that is some levels on the downside, but how about the upside? Well, the first sort of level in the short term here on the daily time frame is this continuation of the purple line right here. Why do I think this one is important? Well, if you look left a bit here, you can see that this one have been acting as resistance multiple times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. We broke this one, and then we sort of tested previous resistance as support, and this one also played a big role here in the crash just recently. So in my opinion, a first bullish step would be to get a candle close above this one. So that is one level I'm personally paying attention to. The first sort of horizontal level I'm paying attention to is this level at around 1850. Why is that one important? Well, this one is a level, you know, if you have been following the channel, that is the 100% measure move. This is the 100% measured move. So we measure the structure of the wedge right here. We take that measurement and measure from the breakout. And that is how we did arrive at this 1850 level. So that is definitely also one I'm paying attention to. If we can break both of these to the upside, then of course we have the all-time high that we printed at around $2,035 here on February 20, just a few days ago. And yeah, now I think we're ready to zoom in a bit here and take a look at the 4-hour time frame. So a few things I want to point out on the 4-hour. The first thing is that how we, first of all, we did get a small reaction here. You can see on the white line, we did get a small bounce. However, we did get a candle close below, and then we saw a huge fall. And what I also want to point out is this sort of retest, how we went up and tested this white line. That was a previous support. We went up, tested this one, but now as resistance. And then we started to fall here to the downside. The positive part here is that we are seeing some buyers stepping up. You can see at this zone that we talked about earlier in the video on the daily time frame. But alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you feel like you got any kind of help or value, then please consider dropping a like. And if you guys are interested in more similar content, then don't hesitate to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope I will catch you in the next video. But for now guys, take care. Ciao, ciao.